Happy New Year! Welcome back. It has been a while. It's been a bit of a break since the last video, but hopefully now in 2023 we'll be back with a new video every single week. So while we're away, this arrived in the post, which was very cool. I didn't really think we'd ever hit 100,000 subscribers. It's a bit mind-blowing, so thank you to every single one of you if you've subscribed to the channel. It really means a lot, and I can't believe we actually made it to this. It shouldn't really mean anything, but it kind of does, and it was very exciting when that arrived in the post. Today though, we're taking a look at a cool new puzzle that has arrived from Boaz Feldman and Puzzlocks. This is Loophole lock puzzle. So the aim is to try and open this padlock. It's adapted from a regular brass padlock. We do have a key here, but I've got a feeling, as with most of these, it's not going to be much use to start with. So Boaz Feldman, he's created a few difficult padlock puzzles in the past. We've got the B-Lock, B-Lock 2, and last year he came out with Loki, and this one's a really challenging puzzle. I took a bash at this on the YouTube channel as well, and it did definitely take a while to get the solution for that one. Loophole sits somewhere in the middle of these two, so I'm not expecting it to be really challenging, but it should still be a pretty fun solution for this one. So let's take a closer look. So here we go. Loophole is kind of mid-sized padlock here, just a standard one, as I mentioned, just adapted from the regular brass padlock. So if we take this off, we've got the key. Let's just try it. Always worth trying, but no luck there. On the front of this one, we've got the word loophole, and I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but you can see that's actually got a hole all the way through that. And on this side, we've also got a hole, so you can see into the internal mechanism on this side, and here the other side of that hole on the front there. So looks like that's a slightly different size. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that looks like it's a bit of a smaller hole than that side, so possibly something there. Bit of movement as normal in the top of the lock there. So not an awful lot to see on this, other than these holes. Loophole could be a clue, the name. I'm not sure if the hole here has something to do. So let's get into the solution of this one next. So I am going to try and solve this one. I will try my best. If you do want to see that, stay tuned. If you don't want to see that and don't want any spoilers, then I'd recommend you stop watching at this point. Right, let's try and see what we can do in terms of solutions. So I think always just worth trying to key at different points to see if it might turn a different point, but doesn't seem to be anything happening there. And then the first thing that struck me was this. Used to attach the key, so quite often the keys are attached to the padlocks. We've got some of the other ones here, the fun lock, but it uses a slightly different attachment. The B-lock here, you can see that's just kind of a bit of string. So this one could be a tool that we need to use to open the lock here. So let's try pushing this through and see. So it goes straight through. Doesn't seem to be really getting any traction or anything on that side. We screw this in here somehow. Don't think that's happening. And then this side is smaller, but I'm going to assume that we just push this through and it just comes out the other side, so it doesn't seem to really be doing anything. How about in here? Push it in a way, but it's obviously meeting something there. I'll just see if that's... No. Push that in. It's not doing anything. Oh, okay, so let's see if we can spot this. So in this hole, okay, if I'm sliding, if I tilt it this way, there's something that's tipping down and covering the hole. So seems to be some kind of pin or something, and it seems to be moving a little bit. I think that's going to be really hard to show on camera, but when I'm tilting this, there seems to be like a little hole. Let's see if I can spin this round with this. So there's a hole now in this pin, so I'm going to see if I can push something into that. Oh, that's disappeared. Let's try pushing into that. And no. Okay, let's try. That one fits in. Can I screw it in? No. Okay. So that's got to be something. There's a hole in this pin that seems like it's a good fit for one end of this bit. Loophole. What happens if we loop it around? Okay, that's preventing it coming down all the way. No. So this is interesting. I've threaded the this little leash through here, and I've noticed that if I push this up and down, I can spin the what seems to be a bit of a barrel, I guess, the cylinder inside here. I can turn it, so I don't know whether I want to do that at the same time as having something, I don't know, in the cylinder. At this point, I'm just doing things. I'm not really using any logic. I'm just seeing what will actually happen and not really thinking about how it will work. But I can kind of spin that around and then turn it. I'm trying to see inside here. It's quite hard, but I can. What can I see in there? Ah, that's interesting. So I don't know if this will pick up, but as I tilt it like this, there is a noise of something sliding. So there's something sliding up and down through there that is separate to this cylinder. So this one I can hear and I can actually see sliding up and down like this. But then if I tilt it on the other plane, there is also something moving. Okay. So, what could we be doing? If we slide this up, pin down, I don't know if there's maybe some kind of sequence that we need to do. So move it up, move something down, move this back again. No. Okay, so that won't move back. Now, the sequence I did was move the cylinder down, the other pin or something into this position, and now this cylinder is stuck. So it's still not opening. Maybe we can open if the key's in a different position. No. Strange. Okay, so we've obviously got something blocking this one, so there must be some kind of pin or another cylinder that's come down this way, blocking this from going down. So I'm thinking if we've moved something out of the way, it should potentially open at this point. But it's not, so if we push that back and down, maybe there's another sequence that I need to follow, so down, into position, locked. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot of options in terms of the ways you can move these parts. But, okay, new thought, quite like this thought. There's a hole in this bit. What happens if we try and get the pin into that hole? So here's the hole. That's there's two sizes to this. So there's the larger size, and then opposite it, there's a smaller sized hole. So what I'm going to do is that in position, move it down, so the smaller hole should be opposite it now. Move the pin into that. No. But I have trapped the cylinder somehow because it's no longer coming down. Oh no, it's coming down. Okay. Scrap that. Let's try and position it so that the small hole is facing out the way, and then we can slide it down so that the big hole will be ready to get the pin. Whew, finally, right. Let's see if this works. So we've got the small hole there, slide it down, pin in, I think. Whoa, look at that, there we go. And the lock is out. And if I'm having a look in here, I can see the pin has now come across. Could there be more than one pin perhaps? The pin has come across over the top of the cylinder. This is going to be really hard to see, but you can see inside there, no pin, pin. So that's just gravity that's moving that. And I don't know if there's perhaps another pin that's gone inside the cylinder. So if there's possibly two pins, allowing the first one to drop down further. I think what's happened is the cylinder in the inside has got a hole in it. It's dropped down. The pin has been allowed to, I think a second pin, this is my guess, has been allowed to drop into that, allowing this one, which means that whole cylinder can sit a bit lower than it normally would. And then the second pin has come out, allowing us to open it. I may be wrong, but let's see. Yeah, so we can open it there. If we close it, we drop the pins back, it's locked again. If we drop them through, we can open it. Cool. There we go, loophole. All in all then, a pretty fun puzzle. Not too difficult, but not too easy either. I really like the level of this one. Definitely a nice challenge while being achievable for, I think most people could do this if they spent long enough on it. If you want to check it out further, I'll leave a link in the description down below for this one. And if you want to join the channel here and subscribe, that would really mean the world to me. But that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one.